What's up, people?
Yo.
Wednesday night, Tommy.
Here we are.
We are here in the room podcast, man. It is not as hot as it was last week in this fucking place.
No,
right?
it's kinda sweaty.
A little more comfortable.
We got
last
some
week.
air moving.
We didn't have the door open. It was like stale air back and forth.
That's all right,
breathing
though.
on each
You know,
other.
it's like, it gives us more time to bask in each other's glory.
You had just done that.
I know.
At Triforce.
Yeah, I just come back from jiu-jitsu.
Sweating in fucking
Yeah.
300-degree jiu-jitsu
So this
class.
is nothing. This is like
Well,
fucking,
it is something because you come in here like fucking already like the sun.
Ready to rock.
burning,
Yeah.
fucking burning.
Is my face red?
Yeah,
no, not really.
You heated this place up last week.
Oh, always.
So you went tonight also?
Always.
Fucking 85 degrees, did you mention tonight?
No days off. 85 degrees.
Is
for
there
the
a
last 2 weeks.
thermometer in there
There
so
is.
everyone knows?
Yeah, it's 85. Pretty steadily.
If it gets to a certain degree, has it ever gotten to a certain hot spot that they said everyone out?
Sure. Last year and this year, they cancel some of the kids' classes, but not the adults yet. And
Oh, yeah.
we all
that's
show
what
up.
you-
We don't care.
Drink some water.
Yeah. Drink some water. Get some electrolytes in you.
Drink some fucking water. So, my man, it's been a week since we were in here. I don't know what happened over the week. Do you
UFC,
remember?
right? Holly Holm.
Yeah, Holly Holmes got
Yeah.
choked out with
Yeah,
a
yeah.
standing, whatever that was,
Yeah.
front guillotine. What the hell was that?
Yeah, that was kind of like a 10-finger fucking standing
fucking
underneath
weird.
the chin. Yeah, right.
How does that happen?
She's
that
long.
happens to white belts and fucking and blue belts
Yeah,
and fucking first class.
she's a striker. She's more boxer, kicking and stuff. So long legs, long neck. Fucking grab that neck.
She just got stuck there, man.
She's
41 years old.
Yeah, I
It's
wonder
time-
if she's gonna retire.
I don't know. That looked pretty easy. You know what I mean?
I always
it wasn't,
liked her.
It wasn't even a struggle.
No.
Oh, all right, done.
That was quick.
Fuck, man.
We'll see. I'm always been a Holly fan, so
Oh, I love her.
Yeah.
Deborah, she's held my head before. Remember that?
You wish.
She has. My
I know.
cardboard head. Some huge shit last night with Rico DeShula getting the first win.
Oh yeah,
for
for
the
Connor's team.
For Connor's team.
Yep.
New
I didn't
Englander,
watch it, but I always,
Boston kid.
Yep. I usually watch it fucking a week later or sometimes during this shit. So
It was good.
Yeah.
Connor was like a fucking
freaking out.
Rooster.
I saw a lot of clips. You like to spoil it, but everyone in the world spoils it, so I don't even care. What am I going to do?
I don't even think about that when I put it on. I think everyone's watching it,
No.
so it's
No one's watching
It's going to be on anyway. It's on ESPN. It's
Exactly.
on MMA Junkie the next day.
That's
I
what
just
I was
beat him
saying.
to it
Yeah.
because I'm up at 6:30.
Sure.
I'm in work,
Yeah.
and I already steal it from some.
My wife asked if I wanted to watch it last night, and I already had one eye open, fucking, and that's usually a no. I can't watch anything.
They said it was the best show. I didn't watch it, Tom.
I'll watch it tomorrow or something.
I did watch. I knew
The
Rico
highlights.
was on.
Yeah.
And I did watch it, and I stole the highlight from Instagram before anyone else
There you go.
took it. I threw it on our group page, and it fucking took off. Then I shared it on another page, a group page, like a shit post, serious but shit post also, and it's got like 15,000 views on it already.
There you go.
So yeah,
So you spoiled it for all of them.
everybody.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't think, like I said, I don't even think about it.
Your mentality.
What am I, Tommy?
Is the watch it when it's on shit. You know what I'm saying? Like streaming has taken over these days. So,
Yeah, I'm not a
Yeah.
I'm not a TV kind of guy. I watch it right there.
Watch it when it's on.
I watch live. I need.
What
live
does that
shit
even
there.
mean?
I don't know.
No, that's good.
So nothing exciting happened to me the last week.
You went to that art thing.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
So something exciting did happen.
that
to me.
that looked really cool.
So last week we had Connor Barry on here talking about art and amplifiers, and they
man.
had their event.
Yep.
Saturday. It was fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, it looked like it was a good turnout.
It was really, really cool. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, I would love to go to one of those things next time it's on. It looked pretty cool.
I'm telling you,
Yep.
it was packed, and I left. Like I only watched like maybe 4 songs of the band. The band came on like 2 hours after the show, after the event started.
True.
It gives the artists and everyone a chance to talk.
Yeah,
and
yeah, before it's
everything,
blazing music and stuff.
Give it all their shit. You know what I mean? They had music playing, but the band came on around 8:30. I watched like 3 songs, and it was an hour and 10-minute ride for me. So, and I also wanted to drink at a bar closer to home.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you didn't
I took
wanna-
off.
Yeah, cool.
But it was a fabulous time. I will definitely be going to the next one. I talked to like 3 artists there. One of the artists, Cole, I'm going to have her maybe down here. She was, I was asking if she wanted to come down, tell her story.
Sure.
talk about her.
She a martial artist
She's
at
a
all?
photographer. Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Seemed like that was a good mix of that kind of stuff
It,
going
it
on there.
definitely was. Not everyone was an martial artist, but I say
course.
75% of the people there because, as Connor did mention, the gym's right down the street. And
And that's his crew.
yeah, and there was. She doesn't train with him. She trains with FAF.
Oh yeah.
But there was a dude that trains with Connor who was an artist also, and he was there. He was doing self-portraits of people or,
Cool.
some kind of funny shit if I don't know what he was doing.
Oh, like live there doing it.
Yeah, if someone wanted to sit down, he would do a sketch, but in his own interpretation.
Sure.
So it could have been,
Draw
little
you-
fucked up. It was a little fucked up.
Draw you with huge tits and stuff.
Well, no, big nose. Maybe
Oh, yeah.
draw me with a little nose. I mean, that'd be fucked up.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean? But he's
like your alter ego.
I got him all on Instagram, so now I'm checking them out, and it's tons of content for me to look. I'm glad. Thank you for mentioning that. I forgot that.
I wanted to bring it up too because it
had
looked cool.
fun. You know what I mean? So it was a great time, and I look forward to the
good
next
for
one.
him.
I think the next one's in September. I think they did
Cool.
mention it.
That'd be cool in the fall.
I'm sure it's going to be at the same place where Connor is. I forgot everything.
Wakefield.
Wakefield. Thank you
right.
again.
Yeah, my
Tommy.
brain's on point right now.
Jesus
You know what I'm saying?
Christ.
I didn't even go.
Fuck.
I was on the beach down the Cape. Actually, not on the beach because it was raining, but
Yeah, you that's
Shitty
why you
weather.
couldn't go. You were
Yeah.
you were out
Hanging out with the
about.
family, though, was great.
You were on vacation again.
just like a weekend excursion out to my mom's.
So I've been I haven't busy since Sunday. I have Sunday and Mondays off now, but I done like 5 interviews for Cage
Yep,
Titans.
yeah, I was looking
well,
at
for my side. I
the
shouldn't say
one
for
with
Cage
Dawn.
Titans for New England MMA.
Yep. Cage Titan guys though.
Yeah, and I did a few of them. I was like banging them out.
Don, Shanus.
I try not to listen to myself, but this time around, kind of did. And I got to work on my stuttering
Whatever.
and my just rambling on. Like I said, I could shorten it up.
Listen
if I
to
want,
your shit then.
If I wanted to edit it,
Yep.
I could. It just takes fucking forever.
That's part of it. Yeah, you'll be editing for
You know what I
all
mean?
night.
But if I edit it or if I don't edit it, is it really going to make a big deal?
It will be a little bit polished up, but I think that your thing is you're if it was edited, it'd be jumping around. You know what I mean?
Goddamn spaz.
Yeah, you're a
That was
spaz, and that's your thing. You know what I mean? So
A little retarded.
no, you're not supposed to say
little-
that.
I can say it.
You can say it about
My
yourself.
fucking show.
Might get pulled.
Yeah,
up.
a little, lose the train of thought here and there, and my vocabulary isn't very up to par. But I got my own. I make up my own words sometimes, but people know what the fuck I'm
names
saying.
and shit.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Hey, you got no one watching
Words.
censoring.
Sometimes I miss the last couple of letters. They're not right. But
That's why I stopped trying to fuck with names. If it's a hard name, I'm just not even gonna say it.
excellent. Travis Lazat checking in right now.
Nice. What's up, Travis?
Andrew Valdina.
Oh.
Who is surprisingly not fighting on this Cage Titans card?
He'll probably be there.
First card he hasn't fought on in like a year, but I'm happy to see him. They're always bringing up the overpass throwing of me. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah, Travis, it's fucking awesome.
That's,
That's like my thing, huh?
You should.
Hey, he's the dude that got thrown off the overpass
And
Yeah,
survived.
it's fucking me. I died, and I lived. It's like fucking lived. But Travis Lazar, we got the big show on Saturday.
Cool.
Cage Titans.
Yep.
We got Mike Polvere calling in like 2 minutes. And you know what? Before he calls in, I'm just going to get to the screen here with the posters of what's going on as far as Saturday night. I think I got all the posters. There might be a couple missing, but I don't know if they're all out. on Facebook.
Yeah, didn't they even just today? Like my man Travis, didn't they just announce his? So he wouldn't be on the
Exactly,
poster.
your boy
you know?
Travis.
Yeah, and he's a late entry. So
Sweeps.
yes, sir.
Fucking love it.
He is a handsome man too. We're gonna see if he gets his face punched.
Oh, on the poster?
Oh, just in general.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's one of those.
he looks like Van Damme.
That's not. Is he?
Maybe.
He's got a karate background too, or
Yeah,
something too.
yeah.
Taekwondo or something like that.
Probably.
Probably. Are you saying you're probably?
Yeah, I think so.
You don't know.
Not
All
necessarily.
right. Okay.
That's why I said probably.
I heard it. Yeah, but I heard he's a fucking killer on the mat. So
He's really good. He's really good at jujitsu.
excellent. But
Or maybe he's not, unless his opponent's listening to. Maybe he sucks at jujitsu.
I don't know who his opponent is, but he's up here on the posters here. But I think Marty Navis. I think he was on the card or was on the card, but I don't know where his poster is. So we'll ask Mike. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can go to Cage Titans, and I'll have it up there later. So CageTitansFC.com, and you can get all the info as far as the stream. You can get tickets if you want tickets there, because it's too late to get them off the fighters right now. And you can get all the information as far as the fight card. If I'm missing anything up here, which I know I am, I think I only have 13 posters up here. And I think that, there's got to be about 15.
There's
fights,
always
16
changes.
But I don't know. Mike Polvere is watching right now. Mike, I'm going to call you in 1 minute, my man. We're like a 20-second delay. But we'll talk to him, because I think I'm missing some posters. But once we get Mike off, after we talk to him, I'll go to their website.
Go through
and
it.
I'll go through there and check everything out, and show everyone how to go on there if they want to buy the stream, if you want to check out the fight card, all that other stuff. We will be there.
Nice.
I don't know how many of us and who, but I would imagine Lars or Travis will be there, and Jeff Clark usually makes the trip, so that's pretty cool.
Cool, yeah.
I'll be making my special guest appearances as usual.
They'll be cheering for you. You know what I mean? As you walk in, you should do a ring entrance. You know what I mean?
They should just follow me with the fucking spotlight when I walk in.
Yeah, to your seat.
Yeah, fake applause and shit like that. Fucking people
In the
just
ring.
Like, what the fuck is that?
You go in the ring, do a little
Fuck is
shadow
that?
boxing.
Other people be like, "Oh, that's that douchebag in the fucking
Start throwing shit.
podcast." But Mike Polvere did mention Marty Navis against Montrell James, and I might have missed that poster, but I apologize to Marty Navis for not having that poster up here. But we'll go on the website later and we'll check it out. So with that said, Mike Polvere, I'm going to give you a call now. I'm going to message you right now, see if you're available, and you let me know, and we'll have you on. And it can't be a marathon, Mike, tonight. Mike. Half hour. We're cutting it to a half hour with you tonight.
That means a Cranston hour, right?
No, it's going to be a half hour. I should say 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We got 5 minutes with you tonight. I won't say wait until he comes back. Well, the posters are still there. There he is. 2 minutes. Just got a call. All right, he's all set. He's probably putting up another fucking fight before.
Yeah, fighter probably called him.
But I don't want to go to any other screen before then. But minimum 58 minutes, Travis says. You're fucking right. Travis, do you have any idea who's going to Cage Titan 60 besides myself? We have not spoke about that.
Yeah, who else?
I don't know, Tommy. If it's not a full house, you might be able to squeeze in there.
Yeah, right. I think actually I'm going to be heading up to Merrimack, New Hampshire this
Another
weekend.
vacation.
Yeah, not vacation, just a barbecue party at my friend's house.
Just a barbecue party.
Yeah, Saturday. Socially nice. Old friends of like 30 years.
Nice.
Should be nice. We'll see what
No
happens.
one ever invites me to a party. You know what I mean?
You gotta be
I have a
nice.
couple of friends. They're always in their backyard
Yeah,
every night. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Drinking
partying
beers,
every night.
smoking,
Sure.
smoking weed. They're always back there.
Yep.
They got two kids that are in their 20s. They're always like.
This is what that'll be. It's like
interchangeable.
it's a backyard pool party, you know.
Oh, all right. So Lars will be there.
Cool.
Travis's will not be there. Travis will be running the restaurant. Not 100% on Jeff. Wow, it could just be me and Lars.
Fun.
Cage Titans.
Oh, geez.
Lars and I have a good time. We
Yeah.
hung out together at the after party, busting Jay Perrin's balls a little bit.
And that's a good party there, you know.
Yeah.
The whole place, the whole Cage Titans, and then the after party over at the wharf.
Yeah, and I would imagine,
You might get thrown off the wharf.
at least it's in the water.
Yeah, it'll be nice and
You know what
warm.
I mean, it's not that high over there. But hopefully the fights get over, not at like 12:30 at night, and we can go there and have more than one beer. That helps. Last time I went there, I got 2 or 3 beers in. It was good. I was right in the corner as soon as you walk in to the after party, and
Right there.
Valdina was there.
Yep.
Few people. You see everyone. They're in and out over there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that place is fucking jamming.
So
In and out, after party, people getting arrested. Fucking
love when people get fucking arrested.
Not. Nope, not the people who are getting arrested.
All right, let me see. I'm gonna go to. I think Mike Polvere is ready. All right, he's ready. All right.
So
we didn't want to get into the arrest shit, so that's pretty good. What's up, boss?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, Mike?
Living life.
What happened? Your last minute matchup? You just get a last minute matchup for Saturday?
Oh, it was close, man. I almost had some beans for you.
No fucking way. Always working up into the last minute. I love it.
Well, yeah, it was some interesting stuff.
Oh, let us know.
I guess I'll fill you in. There's nothing changing, but so obviously Aaron Hughes was scheduled to fight against Chris Burbrick. Chris Burbrick works out in Alaska on an oil rig, and he hit me up like a week or so ago and was like, "Listen, I don't think I'm going to be off the rig. I don't think I can make the fight." So we switched gears. And Aaron Hughes is fighting Cornelius Williams, who was scheduled to make his pro debut at NEF against Kyle Hill. And Kyle Hill, unfortunately, fell ill during the weight cut. And he, he reached out because the fight was off. And he's like, listen, I was supposed to make my pro debut at NEF. My guy couldn't make it to weigh-in. So, like, I'm open. Could you use somebody? I said, sure. Just so happened I needed somebody for Aaron Hughes. 7:07, literally not even an hour ago, Chris Burbrick texted me. I got off the rig. I just got home. I can actually make my flight. I will be there this weekend. And I was like, shit. Well, like, I already made the switch and it's just funny because it looked like bleak. It wasn't happening. He's like, dude, I'm so sorry it won't happen. And it just so happened that he made it. So that was the call that I just had. But Aaron Hughes is going to, stick with Cornelius.
Okay.
Because he already made that switch.
Yep.
But I said to him, I had to get on the phone with Aaron's coach and just basically tell him, like, here's the deal. I know we switched opponents because Burbrick didn't look like he was getting off the oil rig to make it. He just got back to town. It's 4:00 Alaska time. He can be on the plane tonight to be here tomorrow. What do you want to do? And, they just said, hey, we already switched this, kind of switched that switch. And we're focused on Cornelius, so let's just stick with that. So
excellent.
There's the up-to-date minute stuff.
That's cool.
There's still a couple of days until weigh-in, so someone could step in against Chris if you need an extra fight in there,
Yeah, I mean that's a great thing. Like, it's a good problem to have, I guess. But you guys did a great job throwing the posters up. There is 14 fights. Marty Navis is taking on Montrell James. I think I heard you saying you didn't think you had that poster. And then the one other poster that we haven't released is obviously the Aaron Hughes versus Cornelius Williams, which I think was scheduled to go up today. So it might go up tonight while we're on the show, or it might go up tomorrow morning.
Now, when you go to the website, Mike, is that all up to date? On you don't have the posters up there, but as far as Aaron, I think he still had Chris as his opponent on your website. Is that all up to date?
So the only change that's not accurate on our website is that Chris Burbrick is still listed. It's Cornelius Williams. I believe it's updated on Tapology, and it's updated on the MMA.com registry. So I do the website too. So it's like I put out the word to like those media people with Tapology and, fight changes to the MMA registry. And then it's like, all right, I also got to go on my website. Heavy is the head sometimes.
Well, my man, let's talk about this card. But before we actually go into the card a little bit, hey, we're keeping it down to a half hour tonight, Mike.
That is amazing because I got some crazy stuff going on, and I know we end up talking for hours.
Busy week.
Tommy's got the button there. He's got the button, man. As soon as he hits it, that's it. It's the bullshit button.
I would never.
So, Mike, let's talk about this card and about it. It's more of the return to Cage Titans by a couple of UFC vets. And there's a couple of newcomers and a lot of young ones on here. You know what I mean? So let's talk about the card and, how it came about and the effort you put into it.
Yeah, man. I mean, right at the top, we had this Lionel Young versus Jay Perrin. Shout out to Lionel and Jay. Back when Jay was in the UFC, Lionel, after one of his devastating knockout finishes, he ran over to the commentary booth that Jay was commentating in, and was like, when you get your ass cut from the UFC, get back in. I'm whipping that ass. Like, and it was just such a like surreal moment because it was kind of like, what the hell is going on? And then here we are almost a year later, and what Lionel kind of put out there is now coming to fruition. I mean, when Jay unfortunately got cut from the UFC, he was ready to make his comeback. We kind of plotted out when he was going to do it, and we talked about a few names, and he was just like, you know what? Lionel kind of opened his mouth, and I owe him a fight, so let's do that one first, and then kind of see where it goes from there. You know, obviously Jay would like to I don't want to say recapture because he never lost it, but like, you know, the Bantamweight Championship, he was our Bantamweight champion before he went on to the UFC. Since then, the party has kind of taken over that division. So, you know, but before we get to anything like that, you know, he had some unfinished business with Lionel, and that's how this fight came to fruition. And yeah, man, I'm stoked for it. I think the most dangerous Lionel is one when he wants what he wants and he calls his shot and his confidence the utmost high. Like he called for the Pat Gilbride, like his back reemergence on Cage Signs, like he wanted Pat Gilbride. But Pat Gilbride at the time was undefeated. You know, all this stuff. He was, you know, and then next thing you know, Lionel's like, I want him. And I was like, really? He's an undefeated Lozon prospect on his way up. He's like, nope. I see what I see in his game, and I want that kid. And then he came out and put on devastating fashion and on his amazing 3-fight win streak all the way to the title fight. So Lionel wants this fight, and his confidence is high. Jay, on the other hand, is very much focused on trying to gather some wins and get back to the UFC. He's now training with Lozon, so he's with a new camp and new bodies and new eyes, you know, dissecting his game and adding tools. So this fight's gonna be great.
Well, a little coincidence in here, as you mentioned, Lionel fought for the title, and he actually fought Joe Pennefield there, and I do believe, was that a 4th round finish, or was it the 5th round that fight went to?
Oh, was that 4th or 5th? You know what? Andy is my resident fight nerd that knows every little strike.
Yeah.
As you know, Steve, like, I love the fights, but on fight night, I'm running around, so, like, it's all a blur to me.
Yeah.
There's people that I'm like, hey, how come you didn't come to the fights? They're like, Mike, we talked for 5 minutes. You shook my hand. And it's just
You showed us to your seats.
I don't know. Did the party get the finish?
Yeah, the party ended up finishing that fight, but it was late in that fight. They were both exhausted. And
Yeah.
I think Lionel went for some kind of kick or a strike. He might have slipped a little bit. And then Joe capitalized on top of him. And then I think ground and pounded him for the win.
Yeah, and you know, the other interesting thing about this matchup, this is bumped up at 145. You know, Jay has fought at 35 predominantly throughout his career, so he's going up, which is an intrigue factor because Lionel relies a lot on brute strength and size and being bigger than his opponents. So this is kind of, you know, a tick mark that you would probably from the outside looking in be like, oh, well, this kind of benefits Lionel a little bit. But Jay, on the other hand, if you've seen it through his training, he's been like bulking up and he's looking thick and he, you know, he's looking great and he's really filling out his body at 45. So we'll see, man. It's gonna be a fun fight.
Well, Jay did mention his last fight for the UFC. He was like 35 pounds or so that he had to cut to get to that bantamweight. So it was a hard weight cut. So this is a refreshing weight for him, and it'd be cool. It's going to be cool to watch him because he cuts that much weight. So he's going to be a big guy, and we know Lionel's a big dude. So this is a completely different fight than it would be at a bantamweight matchup. So we're going to see a little more power out of Jay, and you know Lionel watched Jay bad. I mean you know Lionel's not afraid of anyone. He'll fight anyone, and he's had some, like I said to Jay, he's had some great moments in that Cage Titans cage while Jay has been off at the UFC.
Yeah, and I think that's another factor at play. Like, you know, Jay, you know, he was the face of Cage Titans on his run up to the UFC, like, you know, fighting Kin Moy, you know, Johnny Cupcase, like some of his memorable fights on his path to getting that title and defending that title. You know, and then he went away to the UFC and like all those accolades that come with getting to the UFC in his absence, you're absolutely right. Like names like Lionel Young, took over in the bantamweight. The Party, like Johnny Cupcakes, had that big knockout win over Aaron Lacey. So like, there's been some intriguing things going on. Mitch Raposo was a name that Jay's talked about before. Like there's a lot of interesting names. Like now that Jay's back on the scene, that can make some interesting matchups. And I think Lionel was just the first one on that hit list, so to speak, for Jay. And yeah, man, I could talk about this fight for the whole half an hour. So hit the button. Let's
Yeah, that's it. Whoa, Tommy's got the gun. He's got a fucking Nerf gun that shoots 200 miles an hour. Holy shit.
That's what I thought you meant.
Just took my nipple out with that.
Good,
Here,
better-
take the
better than
bullshit
I.
button. All right, last thing with that. Not about that fight, but Jay, potential future with him. That matchup between him and Pennyfield for that title will be the biggest fight in Cage Titans history, I think. We say, some cards are the best cards, this is the fight of but, you always have the bar always gets raised, and that fight would blow the roof off that place. It would be nuts.
Yeah.
And the lead up to the fight, it would be a Cupcakes and Perrin dialogue all over again.
Yeah, Cupcakes and Perrin like kind of took that ball and ran with it. That like shit talk, meme making, every status about his opponent type thing. That was what those guys brought, 4 years ago. You're absolutely right. And hey, listen, man, a Party versus Cupcakes.
Love it.
There's no party without Cupcakes. A Party Cupcakes fight wouldn't be a bad look either. So it's a good time to be around Cage Titans.
That's a good poster.
I would have said that also, but in the past, they were friends and they said they wouldn't fight, but it's been a while and things change.
Oh, yeah.
And people want to be that man. I mean, can't forget Cupcakes is still in the running here. He's still ranked number 1.
He's still a beast.
On Tapology all over the place, and he still can bang.
Oh, yeah.
So he's still in the hunt, like you said.
I'll give you the beans because you're a beans place.
Oh, Jesus.
I have since talked to the Party, and the Party has such a good respect for Cupcakes and vice versa. When the Party first came to Cage Titans, he knew nobody, and nobody knew him the way they knew him now. And Cupcakes helped him cut weight for his first fight here in Massachusetts, and they kind of they met at the sauna and they just kind of connected and they were very friendly. And I never pushed that fight because they kind of were friendly and they both said, listen, we like each other. There's other guys for us to fight. Spill the beans. The Party said, hey, listen, I got some unfinished other hit lists, and then I want to give you a fun fight. Let's give the fans Cupcakes versus Party. He goes, out of total love. And then when I went to the Cupcakes with it, he was like, yeah, man. He's like, that's awesome. He's like, it's cool that we could battle for the fans and out of mutual respect, opposed to what you normally see where it's hatred and like, I want to beat that guy up. Like, it'd be nice to show the fans that like two friends can just go at it. Just like, hey, you want to go out and play one-on-one? I don't hate you. We can go play one-on-one. It's like, I don't hate you. I love you, man. I got mad respect.
Mutual
I would love
respect,
to
man. It's beautiful.
do battle with you. So that's something in the works down the line.
Excellent. Well, last thing with that is the Party reminds me of like a WWE fighter that went from the heel to the hero
To the loved heel.
He can go back and forth at the same time. He can like go both ways. Mike knows how to work it. Not Mike. I'm sorry, Joe knows how to work it. My man. He's good.
Amazing. Yep. He said, obviously this guy came to us and he's fought a long time before he came to Cage Titans, and he said to me, like, where did this Party, like, he's like, I've always been the Party, but no one has given me the platform that Cage Titans has. No one let me take my personality and run with it. I was talking about this earlier with somebody. Like, I tell all our fighters, we will build the stage and you create the moment and we'll be there to capture it. The stage is yours. You want to walk out and with, the cowboy hat and a chair, sitting Magic Mike style and singing to the crowd. We didn't tell him to do that. He did on his own. We just happened to set the stage and make sure people are in there to capture it. And then luckily we have such a great audience and fan base that follow our product that, they felt connected and they love that moment. So a message to all the fighters is that like the stage is there. That 15 minutes from walkout to the end of your fight, like that's yours. Make a moment, make the best of it, make the most of it, and then parlay that into bigger opportunities down the line. Whether it's other fights, you know, like Chael Sonnen said something in an interview a long time ago. He's like, when your fight ends, your fight doesn't end. You take that opportunity to create your next fight, and you know your next opportunity. You know, people are like after their fight, they're just like, all right, cool, the fight's over. It's like, no, you're already starting your opportunity, your next opportunity. Mm-hmm. And these guys like Party, Valdina is another name that comes to mind when I think of these type of things that are just taking the most of the stage that we put in front of them, and they're making moments from that just are living on virally in this social media age.
Well, let me tell you, Mike, Joe the Potty must have heard bells going off or something. He just jumped onto the podcast just now. But that's friggin' awesome. But another last question. We got to move on. But is Joe going to be in the house on Saturday?
Listen, I wish I could get the Party in the house. There was some talks about him coming up for like a seminar over the summer. You know, and it doesn't seem like, hey, listen, the Party's the Party. He might hop on a plane and show up. You never know. And I think that's the best thing about him. I never try to put him in a bottle. Listen, I would love if he's on watching. I would love it. Nothing more if I turned my head and was like, oh shit, the Party's here.
Joe walks into weigh-ins with the belt around his fucking shoulder.
Yeah,
that would be perfect.
You know, he's a crazy dude and he's amazing. You know, but I think that, you know, in this fight that we were talking about leading into the talk with Party is like, you know, Lionel and Lionel was a former opponent and Jay is a potential future opponent. And you know, these guys want to maybe try to get a crack back at him. You know, so we'll see, man.
All right, Mike, let's move down a little bit. Another fight you want to like talk about, something that you know, you kind of want to promote. I know you got a few young ones on there that we can get to too, but you know, another fight that you know, you really want to talk about.
My man Travis.
Well, all right. Let me ask you about the fight poster, the lead one that is on the website with the main event, which is Perrin and Lionel. Is the co-main event the welterweight amateur title, or is that just in the slot on the poster?
Yeah, so that was just in the slot. So if you remember, we in the past have very rarely announced fights for the next event so early. And for this event, we already had Ozzy Martin and Brody McDougal scheduled and announced back at May 27th, like we had Lionel and Perrin in the cage. And announced that.
Oh, okay.
So when we created the poster, the amateur title fight, it's a high-level fight because I think those guys are absolute animals. Their styles are just going to cause a car wreck in the cage. It really is. But I think that when I created that poster, it was, you know, those two fights were made, an amateur title fight. You know, before that, our real co-main event is the Don Shanis for Robert Lustig, but that fight wasn't booked yet when we made the poster. And, you know, we were waiting to see if Robert Lustig was going to come off a win, which he did back at Combat FC before we made that fight official. So, you know, the co-main event is the Don Shanis versus Robert Lustig. The amateur title fight will end the undercard. So the undercard will be 7 fights headlined by the amateur title fight. And then we have 7 pro fights for after intermission, beginning with the Greg Jones and Dan Bartolini double pro debut. And for all you older folks out there, 50 years young, Greg Jones, 2-0 amateur,
nice,
making his pro debut. And then 46 years young, Dan Bartolini, former training partner of Jorge Rivera and all those guys that got their starts at Rivera Athletics, making his pro debut as well at 46. I know you guys are over 40 like myself.
Yep.
There's going to be a ton of older people that are watching these guys, and I want the message to be clear. It's never too late to get up off your ass and get out there and do something that you've dreamed of, and these guys are going to be the embodiment of that on fight night. I hope everybody enjoys this.
Excellent,
Steve,
my man.
that means it's not over
it's
for
not
me and
over
you.
for either
Yeah,
one.
for me and you.
Well, you know, I got you by about 15 years, but well, you can't forget Brendan Boats, who is 46. He's going to be going for his third fight for Cage Titans. He's fighting for well, let's talk about that real quick. Just give Brendan some love because he's fighting for a cause. He's retired about 6 times already. A couple of times during training camps, he's retired, but. He's back for the 3rd time fighting at Cage Titans, and he's been brought back because he has a friend that is battling cancer, and he's trying to raise a little money and a little awareness for a friend of his. So you want to talk a little bit about that because it is another old gentleman. You're going to have a lot of ancient people watching this card on Saturday night.
Yeah, so it's funny, like with Braden Boats, like, there was talks about doing like instead of a BMF belt, like an OG belt, where we were going to try to match up Greg Jones maybe with Boats. But Boats was pretty adamant he was retiring. So when he kind of like, it was supposed to be one and done just for some fun, and then
I like that.
He ended up having that second fight with Gage Luby, specifically because that was the original fight he was having, and then when Luby couldn't make it to the cage, he ended up getting a different guy. So they kind of feel like they had unfinished business. So the fact that Boats had 2 fights, it was only supposed to be 1, and he was never going to come back again. We had some fun talking about the OG belt. End of the day, he said, I'm just happily retired. Unfortunately, things change in life, and he had a friend who came down with cancer. And I probably won't do it justice. I don't know if it's like a late stage cancer or something, but essentially Boats was like,
It all sucks.
I would like to raise some awareness and some funds for this good friend of mine and his family. And it's like, how do you say no to that? And the opportunity came up that I don't know if he was reporting or covering an event in New York, and Naquan and him became friendly, and for whatever reason, he came to me and was like, hey, listen, this guy, a friend of mine, Naquan from New York, he's down to fight me, kind of do it for charity. Are you willing to put it on? And I'm like, how do you say no to that? And I think it's a great cause that Boats is doing this for. I think it's a noble, cause and a great reason. And it's also shows MMA in a different light. Like, if I go back to basketball, if somebody was like, I'm doing a charity basketball game, no one would care who's, no one would think, hey, I'm raising money for a charity through fighting. But it's just kind of a cool thing that not everybody in there in a cage is just an angry man who wants to get in a cage and bludgeon somebody. There's other reasons why people get in there and compete. Now, there are some people like a Sean Lally who just wants to bludgeon somebody,
Yep.
But there's more to it, and there's a plethora of reasons why guys fight, and this was a good opportunity to raise some cancer awareness for I think it's Team Tradash, and there you go.
Well, let's talk about bludgeoning and destroying each other in that cage, and that would be what to the original question you asked me, like what fight do I really want to see? Other than Don Shanis being back, and of course, Jay Perrin, he's always been a favorite of mine. I was interviewing him and Cupcakes during that fiasco and, their uprising in their title fight. But I can't wait for this amateur welterweight fight. I interviewed one of the gentlemen in that fight. He respects
Brody.
Yeah,
your interview with Brody. Yeah,
respects his opponent, and he knows it's going to be a firefight in there, and it's going to be who lands. I would imagine who lands that big shot first in there, because they're both going to land, but who's gonna land the biggest shots to end that fight? Because it's not going 5 rounds, and no,
you're absolutely right. It's like it's just a matter of who's going to land first, and like who lands first and who lands the most often. But unfortunately with these guys, like, I don't think they both throw so heavy. It's like, it's a matter of probably the first shot. Like, these guys have dynamite in their hands. It's insane. And you don't see at the amateur levels guys getting knocked dead the way that these guys are doing it. Like that Aussie, like, he knocked his opponent dead. Brody McDougal, multiple fight knockout of the year winner. Like, and if you remember back, Brody's done some Muay Thai with us. He knocked this guy dead with those 16-ounce Muay Thai gloves on. These guys, you don't see power like this. And in power is something like, people might jump down my throat, but it's just like, you can't train it. I mean, you can, but like like the kiss of death that Chuck Liddell had. He had that. That was something good. Like Connor's left is something he has. Now, some people say, "Oh, don't discredit him. That was just like a gift. He had to work on that power." But you know what I'm saying? Like these guys have that gift, and
Tyson.
It's going to be amazing. They're both from New Hampshire, coming down to Plymouth, Massachusetts. I think it's just another great storyline. You know, a lot of times you see amateur title fights in the past between the big hometown ticket seller. These guys are both from New Hampshire. I've said it all along. At Cage Titans, it's not about how many tickets you sell. You know, we want, for amateur titles, like we want the best of the best in New England. We want amateur title fighters that are fighting for our title because they're the best in New England and going on and creating good things. Cheap plug, like Rico DeShulo, who won last night on the Contender Series, former Cage Titans bantamweight and amateur champion back in like 2012.
It's beautiful.
Well, you guys breed them, my man. You breed them and send them on their ways. Sometimes some of them stay. Sometimes some of them go and come back.
Yeah, come back.
But you have a lot to do with a lot of successful New England MMA fighters from this area, bro. It's good stuff, man. Good stuff. And it's funny because you always mention like a name, a UFC name, like a Rob Font or something, and you always have like a date and a card or like a matchup. I remember when Rob Font, fought in my cage at this point. You always, I mean, so many fighters successful.
I'm going to send you a picture. If I send you a picture, can you throw it up on the screen?
Yeah, yeah. I think I could send it.
To
I can do
Messenger.
that.
All right, hold on. I'm going to send you this cool picture that I found last night.
Hey, Mike, send it. Can you send it to my Instagram or something? Instagram Messenger.
All right, hold on. Because it's so funny. So last night, a couple people texted me and like, "Oh shit, Massachusetts! Did you watch Ultimate Fighter?
Do you know that guy?
Holy shit, there was a guy from Boston on there talking about Boston," and I'm like, "Yeah, Rico. I know Rico really well." They're like, "You do? How do you know him?" And I'm like, and I sent them this picture, and I'm going to send it to you.
All right.
And you just actually mentioned the other guy, Rob Font. Check out this old school picture.
Hey,
that I found last night.
What Instagram you going to send it to? Just so I know.
I sent it to Steve Domenico. I sent it to your Facebook Messenger.
Oh, my face. Oh, okay, all right. I'll send it to my email and I'll get it in a minute. But all right, Mike.
Hold on, you want to send it to your Instagram?
No, I mean, wait. You send it to what? I got it right here.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought it was so funny. So throw it up and see if you know who else is in the picture.
All right, hold on. I got to send it to my email.
I thought
first.
it was funny. I just sent it to you.
You can't just do it on the thing right here,
What's that?
wherever you called in from. It's probably in your messengers, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to go to a. No, he sent it to my other messenger.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I got
14.
All your multiple messages.
14
yeah, well,
different messengers.
This is my burner account that you guys call in on.
I sent you 2 other pictures to your Instagram. I think you would think is funny, but yeah, man. On the topic, there's a lot of guys that have come up through the ranks of Cage Titans and won titles and gone on. You mentioned Rob Font. Other guy Kyle Bokniak. People that they forget about those guys who came through the Cage Titans ranks. Guys like Tateki Matsuda. Like Rob Font had his first fight ever with Cage Titans. And he lost in that fight. And now here he is, a top 5 UFC guy. So there's been a lot of greats that have held that belt or those belts. And it's amazing to kind of look back through time and see, now we've been established for 13 years. Like we can look back and be like, wow, that's a picture of Rico and Rob Font that held your belt, and people forget about it. And now they're in the UFC. It's like, there might be Ozzie Martin and Brody McDougal one day in 5 years now, we could be looking back and be like, remember Zach in 2013 when they held the Cage Titans title? That's the kind of thing it is.
Well, what I think is super
Mike,
cool
I
about
got
these
the
things.
picture up now.
I like how they show all the old footage of the old Cage Titans and other local promotions now, which they never showed 10 years ago. It was all just kind of professional footage. But now, when it's these younger guys, it's all the old hometown footage. So that's a good showcase of all this stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Do you see that picture?
Yeah,
Steve?
I got it up right now. So who do we got in here? I got to get your face out of there. Yeah, it's up.
Oh, cool. I can't see, so.
All right, so it looks like there's Rico right in the bottom. There's Rob Font in the middle holding the beer.
Yeah.
Mike, is that you with a birthday hat on?
That's me, I believe.
Wait a minute, is this like a birthday party you're at or something?
This was like my birthday back when I was, back in like 2011.
Sheesh.
And it's just funny because you said it, and it kind of, when you mentioned Rob Font and Rico, it's like last night when like a couple people texted me, they're like, "Oh my God, this guy from Boston fought." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. We go back pretty far."
Yeah.
And then I started looking for a picture. I sent them the picture, and they're like, "Holy shit!"
Hey, Mike,
it brought back some good memories.
And these are people that know that you're a promotional owner, right? Where'd he go?
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Have you ever heard of this guy?
Yeah. Well, you know what's Mike. I went on. I had to be in work early, so I took the video of him, doing Donkey Kong hammer fisting the kid.
That was dirty.
And I threw it on our group page, and then I threw it on like a couple of other MMA pages around, and people they were going nuts on it. You know what I mean? Cool. They didn't know who Rico Dushula was and all that other stuff. So that definitely blasted him off too. A win like that from last night.
Absolutely.
Never mind being the first win from McGregor. Oh, yeah. I mean, Rico Dushula was a superstar here in New England, before guys were local superstars. He was a guy walking out with fight banners, selling 100 tickets, crowds cheering, Rico. I remember famously he was our cage size amateur champion, and Ken Moy was the AFO champion, and we did like a unofficial title unification belt because AFO wouldn't let Ken come over. So I was like, Rico, go over there and fight him, and rep cage signs. Go ahead, go do your thing. Like he was like an original superstar back in like 2009, 2010, 2011. So yeah, it's cool to see him doing his thing because, at 36 years old now, you would think that it's too old in this sport when you hear how the UFC wants you, and once you hit 30, they don't want you anymore. So it's amazing because I've seen him fight and be around for a very long time, and I'm happy for him.
Excellent, my man. Well, Mike, we are at our 36-minute mark right now, so we're gonna go 5 to 10 more minutes. Because I want to really talk about it. If there's anything going on, sometimes you have a a lot of times you have a press conference, but weigh-ins, all that information, fight night, stream. I want you to get all that out there for the people that maybe didn't catch you on Table Titans on Monday.
Perfect. And I'll keep it short and sweet. Actually, Montreal James just texted me. He just landed Marty Navis' opponent. I got to go meet him at the hotel anyway, so this works out well. But I'll give you the long and the short. Tomorrow, we're going to try something new for a press conference. We had some issues logistically getting all the fighters to an in-person live press conference for this show. So we're actually going to try something new. We're going to do a virtual Q&A press conference.
Oh, cool.
Where we're going to set up a stream just like you have right here. We're going to have the fighters on, and we're going to invite fans and anybody from the media that wants to pop on. We're going to send the stream link out to everybody, and they can video conference in. I guess, some other promotions like PFL does something similar to this. So we're going to test it out tomorrow. We're doing that live at 1:00 on the Cage Sides, Facebook and YouTube channels. Cool. As for Friday, I'm excited. We're going back to pins for weigh-ins on Friday. Nice. For those who don't remember, pre-COVID, we did a couple Cage Titans events at pins. It's a beautiful, kind of like a Dave and Buster's, Lucky Strike Boston, bowling alleys and arcade games, and they have a big stage. So we used to do our weigh-ins there, but we kind of got away from that since COVID. But they're back opened, and they're ready for business. So we're going to bring weigh-ins back there on Friday. So weigh-ins start at 11. We go live stream at 1:00. And just for you, I haven't announced this anywhere, but they have axe throwing at pins. So I'm going to challenge anybody here that wants to come by to the weigh-ins and take me on and axe throwing. I've never thrown it before.
Okay.
It's something cool that they just brought into pins. It's a new attraction for them, and I want to test it out. I think last time we used to do the weigh-ins there, we had an open challenge for Papa Shot basketball against me. So this time I'm going to flip the script. We're going to do some axe throwing. So if you want to come to weigh-ins, they start at 11. It's open to public. We'll throw some axes. We'll do something fun, and we'll video it, and maybe we'll give some good prizes to anybody who can beat me. And then, as always, on Saturday, we start at 12 over at Second Wind Brewery. It's like 3 blocks up from Memorial Hall. They do a pregame party. Obviously, in the town of Plymouth, there's not really a tailgating opportunity, but the next best thing is going to the brewery. They've been creating these great Cage Titans IPAs for the last 2.5 years.
Yep. We were drinking those.
And we love to support them. So go over there, grab a few beers. There will be a Rob Pico ticket giveaway over there. So if you don't have tickets, or if you have upper balcony and you want some upgraded tickets, whatever, go over there to the pregame party at Second Wind. Then doors open at 5. First fight's at 6. After party, as always, at Tavern on the Wharf. Always fun. You've been there, Steve.
Place
It's a good time.
I have a good time.
There you go. Fight week activities. Tommy, have you gone yet?
Yeah, I used to go to Cage Titans before I even knew any of these guys. So I went over to the Tavern on the Wharf. It's always a good time.
Yep.
Well,
so good time.
this
And
card.
I got some good. We're dropping some news. We got a fun announcement. I'm just going to give you that. We got a fun announcement and it's a mission. Some people have been asking about what's up with the lightweight division. Joe Giannetti, our champion. And we have a big announcement, and I think this is a big announcement that will garner some national attention. So we have a pretty good thing that we're going to be doing at intermission. And then, we have Valdina in the commentary booth making his official full show. Andrew Valdina
nice.
Making his official debut as a full-time commentator. Ken Moy is in the commentating booth because Richie Santiago's sitting this one out since he's fighting. And obviously Andy will be there. Maddie Levine is back. She's going to be doing her great, beer chugs and fight analysis, that Megan O'Leary type role. She does an amazing job. Johnny Cupcakes will be once again. Last show, if you watched the stream, I think you were there in person, but we debuted Cupcakes Corner, where after the round ends, he comes on kind of like Dean Thomas in the UFC, where he gives some fighter knowledge and insight, like what he sees going on, what he might be given for suggestions. It's a cool little analytical piece. And then last but not least, I said I'd be quick, and you know me, I got everything. I'm excited to say that last show, Cage Titans was officially able to be bet on at BetMGM, and people had a field day. They loved it. They loved it so much that halfway through the event, excuse me, I'm getting a little, halfway through the event, they had to shut down the books because they did not anticipate the amount of action that Cage Titans was going to bring in the betting world, and they didn't staff appropriately. They came to us again, said they're thrilled to have another Cage Titans event. So there will be odds available for betting on all the pro fights once again. So all you gamble heads, there you have it.
Mike,
There's going to be live.
Mike, everyone I talked to in that crowd had a bet in. It was fucking funny shit. And then we're on our phone going back and looking at it, and like
The live
all of a sudden
odds.
Laz goes, "Oh my God, the fights are going," or something like that. I'm like, I said we crashed the thing. I said we either bankrupt them or it crashed from all the action going through there.
They actually told me that besides a UFC event, we were their highest tracked regional promotion they've ever done, and we've actually topped out some of their PFL and their Bellator cards.
Jesus.
They were like, it was insane, and we just couldn't handle it. If you remember that night, there was a Celtics playoff game, so like there was a lot of action on that.
I was going to
So
say
they just
something
it
else was going on that night. I thought I remembered. That's what the issue was.
Oh,
It was what?
I was going to say that's what I remembered. Something else. I couldn't remember what it was, but I knew there was something
Yep.
going on. Celtics playoffs.
So they just thought this was a little throwaway promotion that they throw up there and kind of see what happens and get a couple bucks, and then we shut them down. So they will be back this show, doing some odds. So you'll be able to go out there and bet.
Hey, you know how many parlays were lost from that fucking battles fight. You know how many parlays were lost? You know how many people lost a ton of money on that fight?
So I'm not a gambler, and obviously I can't bet, but like I'm not a gambler, but
Not so
the
much
amount
either.
of excitement that it brought, it was amazing. It's like, dude, your friend's getting in a fist fight. Do you really need money on it? The stakes to be high, but the people want their money betting, and like, I mean, I don't know, man. It's crazy, but the people seem to like it, and if they do, that's amazing. It's just another level that Cage Titans can bring. I actually, you know me, I always try to bring something new. So I actually have live odds that will be popping up throughout the broadcast.
That's awesome.
Throughout like the first round, it will pop up. Once the round starts, you'll see the odds, live odds that will pop up. Navis plus 500 or whatever the odds are. I don't even know what the hell they mean, but they'll be up there on the screen. We also honed in on live stats this fight. So if the people that are watching on TV or the big screens in the venue, there'll be live stats popping up with strikes, takedowns, control time. At the end of fights that go to decision, there will be like a recap where you can see the entire fight, how many stats for strikes, takedowns, all that stuff on accuracy. Bad news for the amateurs. The stats and the betting is only pro fights, but
Okay.
It's just another thing that we added. And as you know, I always like to add something. So there you have it.
Oh my God.
Super
Well, as
cool.
always, you need tickets. You want to learn about the stream, go to CageTitansFC.com. Go to their, you can go to their Instagram. That'll connect you to their website, their link tree, all their social media there. So definitely go there. Mike, I know you got to run out the door. I know you got a fighter at the hotel. But last thing, I'll get killed, and I got to give him his respect. But Don Shanis is back on Saturday. 2 minutes on Don Shanis, man. How excited are you to have him back? Even though, talking to Don and Jay Perrin, they're not elated to be back fighting locally. But if they had to fight somewhere locally, it's Cage Titans, and it's a
home.
place that definitely welcomes them back.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. It's like in one breath that I got to be like, yo, Don Shanis is back. On the back end of that breath, it's like, because he's not in the UFC anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were, just as much as Don Shanis's rise, we were there every step of the way, watching and pushing and all that stuff. So like we get him there, and I remember my last interview with Don. It's like, Don, we fucking love you, but we don't want to see your face again in this cage.
Yep.
That was kind of the bittersweet love on that go up to the UFC. It is a different dynamic now because it's like, hey, Don's back, and you're all excited, and we're all excited to see Shameless Nation, but it comes with that caveat that he is back, and we don't want you back. We want you in the UFC. So same thing with Jay and guys that end up finding their way back, Randy Costa, guys like that. So, Peter Barrett, it's interesting, and I'm sure he feels the same way, and it's bittersweet. It's like, if I'm going to go somewhere, I want to go home to Cage Titans because I can see my family, friends. They can cheer me on, which I haven't done. I heard Don, I think, was on your podcast or his social media talking about how he's been booed for his last 2 fights, and he's never been booed in his life. So I'm sure, like, a little bit of home cooking is going to be good. Mm-hmm. We're stoked, and just as fun as that rise to get him to the UFC, I think this is a stop right here, and here this journey continues. It's just a different path, and we'll see where it goes. I mean, I think it's Robert Woodstick. I can't take away from him. Like, as much as I know Don, Robert Woodstick probably doesn't follow the room, and Don's probably watching today. So like, I don't want to whatever, but you know me, like, you got to talk about Robert Woodstick as well, because he is the guy that's standing in there. And we have to make sure as Cage Titans, which we always do, like, yes, it is the Shameless Nation, and yes, we want to pump that, but there is an equal competitor in this that's standing across from him. And Robert Woodstick, like, the part of the fight that makes a fight interesting is who's the opponent. Is it a real threat? Is this a wash? Robert Woodstick is a threat. He wants what Shamus has. He's been fighting since 2008 as a professional fighter, 15 years. Like, he's moved here from Guam. He just got his first victory on United States soil against Leo Ladera at Combat FC. He had an incredible war with Mo Al-Kinani. yes, the story is Don's home. Let's cheer him up and like let's get him back to the UFC, and that's what Shameless Nation pushing. But also, we got to remember Robert Lustig is on the opposite side of the cage, and he wants to take that hype and silence that crowd and kind of project his career. I think this fight is exciting. I think this fight is fun. And it's a great fight at the top of the card. I can't say it enough, and I love Don. Robert Lustig's been a pleasure to work with as well. So yeah, man, this is definitely an interesting thing because I always try to like stay neutral in the middle, and that's just how I am. So like, as much as we love Don, we also have to pump up that other side of the card. But Don is coming with one thing on his mind: take this guy out and move on to the next, and then continue that ladder run back to the UFC. He felt that he kind of got the short end of the stick a little bit, having to take on that short notice fights and going across the country. So he's highly motivated to kind of prove to everybody, I don't belong on the local level. I belong in the UFC. So he's got that chip and that little motivation factor. So here we go, man. Shameless Nation's back.
Well, Mike, you get them in your cage, man. So kudos to you for setting them fights up for them and for having them back. It's going to be a great night. I'll be there. I think it might be just me and Lars. I'm not sure yet.
Nice.
But I'll definitely be there doing my thing. Lars will probably be doing play-by-play, but it'll be it'll be my back-to-back cards I'll be at. Like the last one.
You didn't get beat up last time.
No, you know what? No, I didn't. But I was right in the middle of one of those. There's something going on there. But
well, Mike, I was saying earlier.
Hey, Mike, this time around, I'm not going to have to watch my back. It's going to be a little more relaxing for me. This time around, this time around, I'm going to be a little more laid back and having a good time. Not going to the bathroom alone. I had to have a chaperone last time.
Well, I don't know if you were listening earlier, Mike, but I said you guys should give Steve like a entrance, a walk down, it's some music,
Yeah. Just announce me so people know who to stay away from and shit like that. You know what I mean? So,
man. Listen, I had a lot of fun last time. That's part of what makes cage fighting fun is like, we do different things. Like we're not stuffy, like, we're approachable. Like, and some people hate that you make when you made predictions, and some people make Mikey's prediction, but it's like, cool. That gives us something to talk about, when you guys come on and give that, like, those backgrounds and what you think. So now people are talking because we can all come on this podcast and go, Don Shane is 12-5. Robert Lustig is 9-13. Don is good on the ground. Robert is good standing. This should be a fun fight to watch. Come watch it. And then everybody's like,
boring.
Cool. Look at a bit of topology and figure that out.
Yep.
We're breaking it down, giving insight. It's like, who do you think's gonna win?
They rather hear they rather hear two drunks eating wings tell you their side of the story here on the fights.
Adding personality
and
to
then
it.
Either it's motivating that guy that's like, yo, these dumb idiots eating wings saying I'm gonna lose. F him. I'm gonna prove him wrong.
Hear what he just called you?
Somebody saying, I hope he picks again. I've had people go, tell Mikey to pick against me because I want a free beer when I get out of the cage.
Nice.
So like it's fun, it's different. So I mean, I won't put you on the spot. I was thinking about it, but I won't make you make any predictions.
No predictions for me, man. No, I'm all set here. I'm just going. I'm going to go as a media and as a fan, and just do my thing, enjoy the fights, and I
gotta say this. And again, we keep saying we're going to be done, but you got the heat because you picked against a guy in your own management stable. I think in the history of histories, no management stable has picked against their guy.
Two of them I picked against. I just have to say I picked against two of them. But Mike, I was like, what am I going to do?
You guys put them on the spot.
Do I just go with all five of our guys, or do I fucking cause fucking chaos and get death threats the next fucking week?
He just didn't want to be biased.
Dude, I have to say it was the goddamn fucking beers that you fed me. Them lagers.
Those IPAs, baby.
The fact that we can still joke about that Table Titans episode that happened 2 months ago is the reason. Like it's fun. Like we didn't just break down a card and talk nonsense. Like there was fun moments. Like you guys give predictions. That was part of it. Remember when I bet the company against Mikey because he said that Marty Navis is going to mount a guillotine?
No, it was me. It was I said he was gonna fucking not to bring this back because I'm probably gonna get fucking death threats again from people who didn't see the show. But I said fucking Casey was gonna get armbarred by Marty, and you said if Marty fucking armbars Casey, I'll give you Cage Titans.
Yeah, it was crazy. And Mikey De Silva said a guillotine from top, and I'm just like, come on. And so it's fun. It makes it entertaining.
Well, that's why I always lose money
you know,
on betting because I try to bet these ridiculous finishes and I never get them.
Dude, I don't call. I have no right to be calling fights because I have no idea. I have no
We're
idea.
not paying for your picks.
You know what? I people like because I watch fights a lot. Andy loves to talk fights and break them down. I'll be honest. I don't even think about fights that way because I just want to enjoy. I want to sit back and enjoy. Like when you think about watching football, you enjoy it for what it is. If you're a football fan,
Yep.
You know, like for a casual fan, like I'm not thinking of the X's and O's that's going on in Tom Brady's head. I'm just like, all right, cool. This is a good game. I'm going to watch it. In MMA, I feel when people have too much of an analytical mind because they fight, they lose the enjoyment because they're like, oh, you should have done this. I should have done that. That's just not who I am. I'm like, I try to go in with an open slate. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck's going to win, and I don't care. I'm not even going to think about trying to figure out who's going to win. I'm just going to watch it and take it as it comes. And that's what's fun for me about the sport of MMA because, you know, I have no expectations of what's going to happen when those fights are made. And then I'm pleasantly surprised when whatever happens, and I can say, ooh, I didn't see that coming because I really didn't.
Well, my man, I'm going to let you go because we'll be here for the next fucking 20 minutes.
Poor Montreal sitting at the hotel.
Fucking guy.
He just texted me, not to blow up his spot. He's like, Dylan, I didn't bring a credit card. I need to put it on file for incidentals. I said, tell him to put it on mine. And they're like, well, you need to be here. So
yeah, all right, Mike. All right, Mike. Take off, man. I'll be tuning in tomorrow.
I'll see you this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be checking all your shit out. We'll be sharing it, and I'll see you Saturday, bro.
And make sure when you post this up, like I always tell you, I feel like you forget. You post so fucking much. I can never go through all the stuff that you post. So if you post something that you need me to reshare, DM me so that I know to reshare it because I know how much hard work you put in, and I know because I do my own podcast. It's a kick in the nuts. You have a guy on a podcast. You share it, you do all that work, and they don't even share it on their page. So I hate to be disrespectful and do that because I know how it feels. So if there's anything that you specifically need posted, just shoot me a DM and be like, yo, hey, listen, we just put this out. Do you mind sharing? If we don't, because I don't see everything. I'm just being honest, and I don't want to discredit the work that you do because we do appreciate it. And thank you so much for both your times.
Thank you so much, Mike, for your time tonight and always coming on the week of the fights and giving your insight and giving us time, man. A pleasure as always, my man. Yep. I'll see you Saturday night, and let's blow the roof off Plymouth Memorial Hall.
Let's go, guys.
Oh, yeah,
see
Mike.
you, Tommy.
Thanks, buddy.
All right,
Thank you, man.
See you Saturday, Michael. All right, there you go, my man. That was awesome.
Always
Dude,
good.
does he,
Guy's the man.
It's fucking forever.
He's the guy.
And just think, he's on Messenger talking to other people as long. You know what I mean? Like for 20 hours a day.
Imagine how busy this week is for him,
Definitely.
Yeah, he's the man.
Definitely. And he's putting all that shit graphics together and making sure everything's flowing.
He's the real deal. He's the real
good
deal.
stuff. Good stuff. Well, Tommy, I was going to go through their Instagram page and shit like that, but I don't have to.
Yeah, right. We went through it.
Went through basically everything here. One thing, you know what I'll do? One thing I'll do. I'll go to their website real quick and I'll just show their website real quick and then we'll get out of here. How's that sound?
Sounds good. I'm sweating.
Oh yeah, it's starting to get a little hot in here.
It's hot outside, man. It's a fucking heat wave.
Dude, you know how it was? I'm praying for rain again. I like rain.
Yeah, I mean,
at least
Sunday was
twice
crazy
during the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was some crazy storms Sunday. Lightning, thunder.
Yeah, I lost power in here.
Yeah.
Because I started my interviews.
Oh, and here.
Huh?
In here.
Yeah, I was here Sunday.
Yep, and you lost power in here.
I got through the interview, but I started doing the edits, and
It all went out?
It all went out.
No
and I was
shit.
like, fuck,
You thought you were at the post office. You're about to order some porta potties.
No, they went quick. The porta potties.
They filled up quick.
No, they took them right the fuck out
of
there.
course, yeah. They're in that kind of business. You got to be quick and you got to be thorough. You can't have a shitter fucking hanging around.
Well, here's the thing. All right, so I'll go to Cage Titans page here. The thing is, we paid for all that time. We paid for probably to have them there for a week, and they just called them and say, "Take these fucking things out of here." You know what I mean? At least let me shit in it. And
You went in each one and took a shit.
I went pissed on every wall,
Every seat,
every fucking wall in that thing.
Yeah.
All right, so here's Cage Titans website. Why is that so fucking? Oh, okay. Let me fix that. Fangul.
Yeah, you got the ticker on that thing.
What do I do? What ticker do I have?
See the ticker that's on that little small one?
Yeah, I don't care about that.
No, I'm saying that's why it looks small. Oh, now you got
no,
two.
I just had a-
Now you got two tickers.
What tickers are you talking about?
The thing.
Yeah,
See?
but that's fine. You know what? I'll shut it off then, Tommy, if it's fucking bothering.
It's not. I'm just saying if it's so small.
We're gonna be here for fucking 10 days. All right, so it's Cage. You didn't press the goddamn button.
I didn't want to press the button on Michael. You know what I mean? The guy's the man.
Oh,
you know?
my
I'd rather
God.
shoot
All
you
right.
with a gun.
So here's Cage Titans website. Just go to it. It's CageTitansFC.com. They have a way to get tickets. You know, you can just click on tickets. It'll send you to the ticket link. If you want to get to the stream, you can go to the fucking where it says stream, Cage Titans tickets right there. You click on that. You can go to their media. You can go to their, what's this right here? You can go to their, the fight card and all that good stuff. But I'm not going to go to all that because we've been here fucking all too long as it is. So, so there's the Cage Titans event right there.
It's a good card.
Just come on here and check things out.
Yep.
Look around CageTitansFC.com and
You'll find everything you need.
know, check out their page and shit. It'll connect you to all their social media.
Get tickets and go.
TikTok, fucking Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. You can see their highlights.
Do they have a TikTok? I wouldn't even
Oh
know.
my God, their
Yeah,
TikTok
yeah.
is huge.
Is
They
it?
get like millions and millions
no
of views on there.
I
yeah.
believe it.
Yeah, a lot of the videos they put on Instagram are like cross posts
Start
from
on
TikTok,
TikTok,
or vice versa. So, oh yeah, they're fucking popular on TikTok. So, all right. With that said, we'll see you Saturday night, Cage Titan 60. I'll be there with, I do believe, Lars.
Yeah.
Imagine if I'm the only one there. It'd be fucking.
Then you might get beat up.
Jeez, I'm not. What, you think Lars is protecting me? Fuck.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever met Lars.
Well,
he's not big or
a
anything.
fucking linebacker
No,
or something. You
he's
know
not
what
a big
I mean?
boy.
No,
He doesn't
he's
do
not a-
jujitsu or nothing? He doesn't train or
No, he
nothing?
doesn't train. He's fucking. He'll talk you out of a
Hey,
fight.
that
before he'll fight.
works. Talking out of
Oh,
a fight.
you know how many fights
Yeah.
he's got?
Yeah,
He got me out of fucking on
exactly.
the internet.
That's the way to do
Lars
it.
Fucking
Oh, on
settled
the
down
internet,
some
yeah.
fires and shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That last like when I was almost getting killed for fucking betting against some of our guys.
Yeah.
He had to like put out some fires.
Well, you know,
on fucking messengers.
rightfully so. You know,
Fucking awesome. I was almost to the point I had to look under my car for bombs and shit like that.
you get the little mirror.
It was
and
that
shit.
bad. And, you know, it was fucking get the little mirror. Fucking casino. Get
Exactly,
blown out right in the
exactly.
fucking the Room Podcast parking lot. Fucking, that'd be awesome.
Damn. I'd be
right.
collateral damage on that one. I'm down.
All right, Tommy, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Nope. Shout out to my man Travis, who's fighting on Cage Titan this weekend. So
Yeah, I was going to mention his
Yeah.
name, and that Triforce got a representation again on the card.
I
but
think he's the only
I
one.
didn't want to. No, yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
didn't want to keep him
No.
on another
I
15
would've.
minutes. You
Yeah,
know what I
right.
mean?
it's hard to get a word in me with you guys, but you know,
Yeah.
I try.
Jesus.
I break through a little
Imagine
bit.
being my girlfriend or somebody. You know,
I couldn't
my
imagine. that.
family. Forget it. Forget it. All right. With that said, Tommy, always a pleasure.
Always.
Cage Titan 60 Saturday night. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Check them out tomorrow for their press conference. It'll be a virtual one where you can call in, ask questions.
That'll be cool. I'm gonna try to chime in on that.
Yeah. I'm sure it's going to be.
I'll be at
through-
work,
It'll
wasting
probably be
time.
through Zoom or something like that.
Yeah, or even just like fucking Facebook Live or Instagram or something.
Yeah, you could send them a question on there
Yep.
too. So I'll be watching that. I'll be watching weigh-ins, and then I'll be at the show on Saturday night. So
Very cool.
with that said, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Mike Polvere. Thank you, Mike Polvere, Cage Titans, and all their staff for being so kind to me and New England MMA during this this fight camp, sharing our stuff and giving us some love. And we'll see you Saturday night. With that said,
Later.
we the fuck out of here.